The dairy industry now has a new campaign. It's called 3 a Day. 3 a Day for Stronger Bones. 3 dairy products a day for stronger bones. Do you know where they get that slogan from? You've heard of the 5 a Day program, which is a really good, legitimate program. It's now gone up to 9 a day because they know 5 a day of fruits and vegetables really isn't enough, but that's where they started. Now they're up to telling you to eat 9 a day. Pretty soon they'll be telling you something really radical like just eat fruits and vegetables, because that's what the truth is. Okay, so the average calcium intake in underdeveloped countries is 300 to 500 milligrams a day. Try and remember some of these figures. Calcium intake for the average American is 500 to 600 milligrams a day. World Health Organization. World Health Organization, that's responsible for the nutritional needs of most people on this earth, recommend 400 to 500 milligrams a day. But industry-influenced organizations in this country recommend amounts such as 1,000 to 1,300 milligrams a day from the U.S. Food and Nutrition Board, and the National Institutes of Health, 1,000 to 1,500 milligrams a day. Ask yourself, you see these figures, you ask yourself, how in the world could we have recommendations all the way from 150 to 1,500 milligrams a day? How could such numbers exist? The only way such numbers could exist is if calcium intake has little or nothing to do with the health of the bones. And that's what the truth is, and I'll show you how that works in just a second. The dairy industry has influenced, no, excuse me, let me say it correctly. The dairy industry has paid for almost all of the research studying the effects of calcium on bone health. Okay? You'll find it, if you look, whenever I read a study, I'll tell you the first thing that I do is I look for who funded it. And if you read the studies that are discussed over the next few minutes and the ones that are in this particular paper, which is in the September 2000 issue of the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, and you take and pull the studies out of the library and look at the funding, you'll find almost every one of these studies were paid for by the dairy industry. Interesting. The investigators that published this paper in September of 2000, the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, they found 57 studies that talk about the benefits of dairy products on bone health. 57, that's all, just 57. And when they looked at the quality of study design, they decided that only 21 were worth really considering. Protein content of the milk supplement may have a negative effect on calcium balance, possibly through an increase in kidney losses of calcium or through a direct effect on bone resorption. Focus on those words. Protein having a detrimental effect on the calcium. Don't forget those words, because the dairy industry's forgot them. This may have been due to an average 30% increase in protein intake during the milk supplementation. It says right there in their paper. What causes osteoporosis? The bones are designed to last a lifetime. Your bones aren't designed to dissolve when you're 40, 50, or 60 years old. They're designed to last you for 85 years. Strong, to carry you around, to do all the activities that a normal woman or man is supposed to do. So this has to be a disease. There has to be something wrong. We have to be living by the wrong set of rules. The wrong set of rules is the fact that we are eating a diet not intended for human beings.
And remember, folks, the World Health Organization, the AMA, and other researchers are yet to discover one single case of calcium deficiency due to a low calcium intake in the history of the human race. So it's something that we do not need to stress about, okay? It's easy to cover our calcium needs. You're getting more calcium in a usable form from plant foods. So definitely look into that. So the next thing I want to talk about is the cruelty factor. Well, I'm not going to really talk about it much because I'm going to show you the disgusting cruelty that goes on in the dairy industry. This happens all around the world, okay? Have a look at this.
As a mother, I experience the joy of raising my son every day. But not all moms are so lucky. Like human mothers, cows carry their young for 9 months and have strong maternal instincts, and their calves would naturally consume their milk for almost a year. But mother cows on dairy farms have their young traumatically torn away from them shortly after birth so that the milk meant for their calves can be sold to people instead.
you're a boy, huh?
Male calves are considered little more than a byproduct, and most are either slaughtered for meat or shipped off to the horrific veal industry, where many spend their short lives in tiny crates, unable to even turn around. Female calves are destined for the same sad fate as their mothers. Cows also suffer horrific abuses on dairy farms. Many cows have holes punched through their ears and have their horns or sensitive horn tissue cut or burned off without any painkillers. Some farmers even remove parts of cows' tails with rubber bands or sharp knives. When their milk production declines, cows are sent to slaughter to be ground up into hamburger. A cow's natural lifespan is about 25 years, but cows used by the dairy industry are killed after only 4 or 5 years.
So welcome to hell on earth.